Just spooked him. Ladies and gentlemen, check the date. It's been a full year of Crab Champions Early Access. Let's do a little recap, a little review, a little something. I did the same thing for the closed beta period. We're just going to go through, talk about the most important things that have happened this year. And guys, this list is freaking long. It's insane. I continue to be the biggest advocate for this game for a reason. If you're a fan of roguelikes and roguelites, then you should try this game if you have not already. Anyways, let's just get right into it. As we all know, April Fools. This game hit early access. It's a special day because Crab Rave came out on April Fools, the reveal trailer of the game, the gameplay trailer of the game, early access, and now here we are a year later. We had 8 full official dev updates to go through. Off rip, we can mention one thing. These updates are becoming larger and therefore they are taking a couple months in between each update, as opposed to the way we saw it with the closed beta period where he was updating every week or week and a half. The updates are more substantial, but they're taking longer. Either way, let's dive into it. Early access update 1, April 5th. What the heck? I just said it was taking months for big updates. Why 4 days later? Well, small little tweaks as always. Mostly bug fixes and balance changes, right? But there are some quality of life things like backwards sliding. Previously, you could only slide forward. Now you can slide backward. He tried omnidirectional. He gave up on it for the time being. He added backward sliding, some more music. He added checkpoints to the parkour islands. Unlocked the full inventory slots. Remember, they were locked. Now they're fully unlocked at that time. Again, we'll come back to that again later. The key totem now costs 3 keys instead of 4 keys, but bosses only spawn 2 keys, not 6. This was mostly just a hot fix, let's be honest. Moving on to Dev Update 2, another quick one. April 9th, 2023. Lock slots are back. 6 are locked or easy, 12 are locked for normal, and 16 are locked for nightmare. New enemy, blocker skull, very cool. We have blocker crabs, they're annoying, and we have skulls that come up and try to shoot at you from close range. They're pretty speedy, and they have shields. Very annoying. Some new tropical islands. Love to see that. Combos now have a real purpose besides just points going up higher. So now there are perks that scale with your combo level. Crystal combo, damage combo, and healthy combo. And to this day, it's not a bad idea. He also added physics crowns to the parkour islands, so you can crown launch away on those parkour if you really want to. It's typically not the best way to do it, but I think the speedrunning community does enjoy that, so that is pretty cool. He removed playing with power. That was the greed perk that added a bunch of damage, I believe, but you could also damage yourself. And with the way that all these projectiles will kind of spawn at the player, like Arcane Blast, for example, it led to a lot of unintentional toaster baths. Native support for better resolutions like Steam Deck 800p, as well as different ultra-wide resolutions, so that's nice. Hey, just more stuff natively supported. Again, this is another one of those quality of life hotfix type updates, but still some good stuff. There are still 2 more updates in April. April 15th, update 3. Elemental mods are now chance-based, not cooldown-based. Remember, there was a time in this game where the majority of items were cooldown-based, so he fixed that. A few of the other mods moved into that chance-based system as well, mostly epic and grenade mods, but it's still not that many moved over. This is like the first wave of that. Increase the max projectile count from 300 to 400. Time shot can now crit. That was a huge buff. Time shot, when it was first introduced, if anyone remembers, was doo-doo. Stinky bad. We all know today, if you're going crit build, you go time shot. It's nuts. A few new loot items like Ultra Shot, Time Bolt, Rig Totems, and Streamer Loot. With Streamer Loot comes a change to our beloved green dice. It was like just everything has a higher chance. Procking, loot drops. Now Streamer Loot handles your loot rarity drops from chests. Green dice doesn't exist. It's now called gold dice. So he kind of split it out into different pieces and renamed it to gold dice. Some new skins: silver, ruby, sapphire, emerald, all those guys. Looking pretty cool. Elites and bosses no longer really shooting through walls. That was actually pretty annoying and a great, I guess you could call that a bug fix or just a quality of life. And this is where he introduced the official beta branch of the game. If you want, you can go check it out. I mean, there's nothing special about the beta branch currently, but typically when he's adding stuff before pushing it to a main update, it's in the beta branch. So if you go into your Steam, right-click your game, preferences, betas. If you ever see me posting content with new stuff and you're like, I'm playing the game and I haven't found that yet, it's because I'm playing the beta branch, so I'm checking it out early. I'm recording this, obviously, April. If you're sitting here mid-May, there's probably some cool stuff in the beta, so go check it out. And that about wraps it up for Dev Update 3. Again, another small one. And the final small one, air quotes, for April Dev Update 4, April 25th, 2023, he completely replaced all of the placeholder islands for the lava biome. Do you remember? It was tropical islands, but instead of water, it was lava. Instead of like daytime, it was nighttime. And so now the volcanic biome is completely unique islands, including 5 unique islands. This was a big one, really fleshed out. We now have 3 legitimate biomes at this point. Key totems are now reusable once you unlock everything. Initially, as a new player, you have loot that's not even in your active loot pool rotation until you spend keys to unlock it at the key totem, and then you can bring it in with your game, and it's there forever now. But once you were done doing that, you were just stockpiling keys. You couldn't use the key totem anymore. Now, if you hit the key totem, you will just get a random loot item, and that's like, oh, you know, a freebie to take into your run. Some new perks, mostly melee related. We've got Critical Claws, Blender, and Iron Claws, as well as a greed perk, Brawler, which also focuses on melee. Focusing on making melee more of a viable build. It was kind of just a thing that you did and was helpful. Now we actually have ways to make it better. Holding down melee now is fully automatic, right? It'll swipe, and then swipe, and then swipe. Lots of buffs, lots of nerfs. This is traditional update stuff. Balance changes. Good old minigun. The proc chance got increased. High Roller will no longer remove key chests and health chests. New graphical effects setting to make them minimal versus full. Camera shake graphical setting is also implemented. That's great because camera shake's stupid. Turn that off in every single game ever. You know, as long as it's an option, some people probably like it. Why do you... Editor. Make it shake. Or make me look stupid. Whatever you want.
Who says I can't do both?
Energy ring rock destructible is no longer an actual explosion, just the ring. So you can sit on top of the rock, melee, shoot it, whatever. It'll ring explode, but it won't explode up and damage the player. So that's cool. I feel like I complained about that a lot and got that changed. So I'm patting myself on the back for that one. I'm dragging these on. Let's move on and be more efficient, shall we? Dev update number 5. This is June 17th. This is the first of the updates where we're seeing a substantial amount of time instead of every couple weeks or every week. And let me tell you, there's a reason. We got the full run modifier system, which includes the weapon ranking system and the account ranks. This is where this game went from, all right, it's a roguelike, there's some, to, wow, there's depth, there's replayability. There's other things to do and other things to go for, like there's diamond runs, as well as moving pretty much every single weapon mod and grenade mod to proccing chance. There are still a few legendaries and whatnot that are on cooldown, like the strikes. For the most part, things have a proc chance. We also have some new physics-based destructibles, landmines, and barrels. We love barrels. Barrels are fun. Obviously, you can ride them in the main lobby, go up and see Tony on his secret island. That's a fun little Easter egg.
Hello there.
Speaking of barrels, barrel nade, new loot item, right? Landmine shot. And the gold max health destructible rocks. Auto loot keybind, another large change to the fundamental system of the game. Perks that increase damage scale all damage sources now, at least all damage sources that the player creates. Damage perks are now so vital to every single build. Crossbow also now tightens the spread when you ADS. Some more skins, some more challenges, some more balance changes, and finally he removed Grave Dodger. This was a perk that allowed you to like basically be invulnerable for a few seconds when you are down to 1 health. It was game breaking. He took it out. Good decision ultimately. So that's the end of that one. Let's move on to number 6. This is August 31st with the Fire and Magic update. Oh baby, this was an exciting one. He rebuilt most of the visual effects. This was like a giant FX overhaul. So water, enemy death explosions, all the different element effects, energy rings, grenades and other explosions, rocket launcher, right? Most projectiles. When you open up the chest, they now kind of come out and crisscross around. Just a new animation. It looks really nice. Some new islands, specifically some tropical islands and a few of the Arctic islands reworked a little bit. New enemies with the laser skull, ice pumpkins, and fire pumpkins, all 3 being pretty scary. And of course, the real point of the Fire and Magic is the flamethrower and the arcane wand. 2 new weapons. These bad boys have Fire Shot and Arcane Shot built into them by default, respectively. But what the heck is Arcane? Well, it's damage over time similar to Fire, where it does 100% of the stacks, then decreases a certain amount after a second, and then does that new amount of stacks. So yeah, Arcane's a fun new element, really rounding that out. I still want to see some sort of maybe like lifesteal element. Some new items as well with Drill Shot, Link Shot, Giant Drill Grenade, Crimson Haze, Crit Lightning, Potent Magic, Arcane Shot, obviously. I mean, some of these items are staples of most people's game. People love Crimson Haze. People love Link Shot and Drill Shot. Crits are now a perk-related thing. It applies to everything that can crit. So crit got a massive buff here. And finally, we got Ultra Chaos. The difficulty that is even harder than Nightmare for some reason. Some psychos wanted that. People have been loving to just bash their head into a wall and try to win Ultra Chaos. But hey, some of you are nuts, and that'll keep you interested. He fixed the spectating jittery whatever the fuck was going on there. And finally, damage sources divided by 10 across the board. It's not like, oh, I used to do 100 damage, now I'm doing 10. It's a 90% decrease. No, he just reduced the visual pollution. Now, instead of being in the hundreds of thousands, they're only in the hundreds. All right, moving on. Almost 4 months later, the Christmas Day update. Friday update, part 1. This is update 7 now. This was 24 beta updates worth of content. Obviously, there's a lot to balance. Arguably, biggest part, abilities and melee weapons. Oh my god. Still have our grenade, and then we got Black Hole, which is a legendary grenade mod. Well, now you can just have it. Ice Blast, which is kind of like Ice Explosion legendary grenade mod. Grapple Hook, my god. Movement, baby. And Laser Beam. The two new weapons, of course, Laser Cannons and Seagull. My opinion, both very good weapons. Check out the updated weapon ranking tier list. I put both of them pretty high. They're both very good. 3 new minigames as well. Oh my god. We got Arcade, which is just killing as many opponents as you can in a specific amount of time. Then you've got Holdout, which is literally you have 1 health, like you cannot get hit. And how many waves can you clear? And then, of course, Duel. Remember the trailer? Remember everyone thought this was going to be like a Call of Duty or Battle Royale? Well, not quite, but you can friendly duel. It's a crappy little game mode, right? It's not super well fleshed out, but it's good fun. We also have a new island type in waves. This is where you can clear up to 6 waves, and the further you make it, the better your loot. If you get hit, you get whatever loot you had earned at that point. More enemies. That's right. Slowly fleshing that out as well. We have Limpet Starfish and Mini Grubs. Some new loot with Escalating Shot, which is now built into the minigun. Nourishing Salvage, Crystal Fertilizer, Bonus Chest, Sturdy Totems, Equalizer, Slugger, Crystal Dividends, Amber Resin, Big Bones Greed Perk. We also have new Mega Crystals and Mega Challenge Crystals. These are the comically large crystals. You've seen them. They're hilarious. Santa Cosmetic, which was on for entirely too long. Omnidirectional sliding. Remember, I told you, I was like, oh, it didn't work. He figured it out. So now you can slide back and forth, and obviously, like, you can combine a forward and left to do a diagonal left, right? 4 new soundtracks. That's to be expected, but hey, love to see it. Loading times between islands is super fast. Like, boom, you're in. Random Totem no longer gives greed perks. Weapon formation mods, this is like arc shot, square shot, triple shot. These are now additive. So on the 10th shot, you still have your normal projectile and then also your arc of 7. Players cannot be frozen for more than like, it's either half a second or 1 second max now. Man, it used to be like you could just be stun locked frozen for like a second and a half or 2. On-screen cooldown for abilities in melee, like a literal countdown, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Ultra Chaos difficulty unlocks at Ruby account rank, no longer Diamond. This brings us to our last major update that dropped about a month ago. EA Dev Update 8. The Variety Update Part 2. It's hard to say whether Variety Update Part 1 was more substantial or Part 2. You'll have to tell me in the comments after I get through this section. Relics are a completely new loot category with some of the most powerful loot in the entire game moved into the relic category when the relic portal is very rare. Ultimately, man, they change everything, and I'm here for it. New marksman rifle weapon and the sniper gets a scope along with the marksman rifle. So we have 2 weapons with first-person scopes, and the marksman rifle sits nicely between about AR and the sniper as far as damage and fire rate and effectiveness. New loot enhancement system as well with the enhancement totem in the shop island. So enhancements are basically your RNG trying to get additional things put on some of the best items in the game. Typically, these are like the epic weapon mods and even some perks. You'll use the totem. It'll select one of them at random if you have more than one, and then you will get something random like damaging, which is a damage buff, or splitting, which adds split shot to whatever you have. Few and far between. The enhancement totem is expensive. But yeah, completely changes the dynamic of the game. And so does the new biome, baby. Finally, desert biome. And along with it, we've got scorpions and elite pumpkins. Oh, this is great. Desert biome's awesome. Super wide and open, hilly. Even though it's slightly longer for a loop to get the crown at 32 instead of 30. It feels faster because you're only at 8 per biome. Yeah, I'm excited for new biomes. I'm hoping we get like a coral reef. I'm hoping we get like a jungle with maybe spider enemies and like monkeys. Let's go on the Wikipedia of Minecraft. What are the biomes in that game? Let's get those biomes in this game, okay? Random is no longer a run modifier. It's the norm. The first 6 are random by default, and I love it. New music as always, and these are bangers. Don't need to dwell on this point, okay? We knew it was coming. New skins as well. And they're rank specific. Remember Silver? Remember Emerald? Remember Sapphire? Those are now actually linked to challenges to achieve those ranks, which is really cool. He also added a fake gold for the gold rank. Very nice. As well as the coveted diamond skin, kaleidoscopic. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at that thing. We also have a new cluster launcher weapon model. And in general, lots of the weapons have better effects now. My voice is gone, but I'm still reading this damn script, baby. Health rework. Hearts, increase your max health. Bananas, heal your health. So it adds a little bit more oomph to the whole health system. I like it. I'm getting used to it. But at first, it was a pretty big shock. He also reworked luck yet again. So you can get rig totems to increase your loot luck on the totems. Streamer loot will be your loot luck, but it's just for chests, not for shops. Then you've got gold dice, which is just your mod trigger proc chance. And then Ring of Luck Relic is your perk luck. There are a few perks that do have a proc chance. That's the only way those go up. Those no longer go up from gold dice. Moving on. Iframes, those always have existed, but now there's an audio and a visual representation when those happen. Marking, pinging an item. It doesn't really ping the item the way like Fortnite and Apex does, but you can like drop that little pin and that makes a cool noise. A new island type, yet again, we've got demolition. So these nest-looking things spawn, and you must take them out. They will continue to spawn pretty hard enemies. They're a bit of a pain. There's actually 2 more things to talk about here with Dev Update 8. True Nightmare, True Alter Chaos. It's an official thing. If all modifiers on, remember we were saying Namo, Nightmare, all modifiers on. Now it's True Nightmare. And then Alter Chaos, we were doing like True Alter Chaos. We already were calling it that, so we're doing Truck. And it says it up top on the screen. It literally says True Nightmare, True Alter Chaos. That's a really cool little feature in the UI. So that wraps up the last major update with Variety Update Part 2, another big one. And we technically had 2 hotfixes a few days after Dev Update 8. We had hotfix 1 on the 5th. He did a mega nerf on the Scorpion enemy because they came in hot and were just murdering everyone like crazy. Buffed the Flamethrower. Pattern enhancements like Chaotic, for example, aren't quite as ridiculous. They used to really ruin a run if you had a nice dagger arc build and all of a sudden you enhance it. You already got 2 good enhancements and you're hoping to get a 3rd that will help you out, and then you get Chaotic. It's like, oh, God. Finally, hotfix 2, March 14th, 2024, so another week or so later. Finally added the cactuses to the desert biome. But Slippery Slope and Paycheck now scale per island. He actually buffed the Scorpion a little bit. Started off, came in strong. Big nerf. Now he buffed it up a little bit. It's still not as strong as it initially was, but it's not as super pathetic as that mega nerf made it. So it's in a good spot now. And finally, Scorpions now truly only spawn in desert biomes or challenge crystals, I think, in any biome. But they were spawning in lava biome as well for a little bit, and that just kind of didn't feel right. So now they're tucked away. It's a desert island enemy. All right. We're finally here. You made it. The end of my rambling. But hopefully you are caught up on all the amazing things that have been added to this game, all the work Noisestorm's been doing over the last year now in early access. This video is mostly targeted at people who have not played the game yet or haven't tried it yet. Hopefully this helped a little bit. It's really came a long way. And hey, maybe we'll see consoles in this year. Probably not, but he has fully agreed that it is his goal to bring it to console at some point. Probably not until the 1.0 release, but will the 1.0 release hit April 1st, 2025? April 1st, 2026? When is it gonna be, brother? We will find out, but I will be here every step of the way giving you guys these updates, crazy challenge runs. So, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more of this, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.